What's up everyone, it's Dusty Gogoat. Welcome back to my headcanon. Today we've got a very spicy rumor. These two rumors detail over 85 new Pokemon for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There's also information here about new regional forms in Legendary Pokemon. Let's get right into it. So this person posts, my friend works at the Pokemon company in their marketing department and has said he's seen most of the games already. You are free to believe me or not, but I 100% believe him. Here's what he shared with me. Right off the bat, the first detail is that there's going to be 85 new Pokemon. 85. I think actually that's a number that's actually on the higher end of what we've seen over the last 3 generations. Traditionally, the number has been closer to 100 Pokemon. It says that there's going to be 25 regional forms. So they write that some of these 25 regional forms would be new evolution. So the way I'm hoping I see this is that it's 85 plus 25. That's 110 new Pokemon altogether. A really massive number, honestly. I think a lot of people are talking about whether or not this new dex is going to bring us to 1,000 new Pokemon. I don't know. I don't even think it really matters. I mean, to me, I don't think that really matters. 1,000 is a pretty arbitrary number. The only thing that I really care about when it comes to the dex, the size of the dex, is whether or not we have filler Pokemon. What I love about regional Pokemon is that it prevents the creators, the artists, from padding the dex with like Pokemon that we do not need. Like every gen, they always add a new fish Pokemon, unless it's a unique fish or it has some sort of gimmick or is memorable or is powerful. I don't need another fish. And what these regional forms do is allow them to take existing Pokemon and just kind of adapt them and make them suitable for whatever this new region is. So the dex can be as large as it needs to be, as long as there's no wasted space, right? Like this Pokedex is the legacy of Pokemon, right? Every Pokemon you create needs to serve a function or a purpose. They write that there will be paid DLC. However, unlike the Sword and Shield one, this one will be released in 3 different parts, with more new Pokemon in regional forms. Every single Generation 8 Pokemon game has gotten some sort of DLC, whether it's an actual paid DLC or just additional downloadable content after the fact. I think this is a pretty obvious thing, right? Moving into Gen 9, we're going to get a full-scale game with downloadable content after the fact. I think what I really just want is, the dream is always to live up to what Johto provided, which is an entire regional experience in the form of a sequel, and then you go towards and then you go back to a region that you've previously experienced. This is where things get spicy. It says that the Scarlet Legendary is a Minotaur and the Violet Legendary is a Griffin. Very cool Pokemon to choose from. I think a lot of the Legendaries that we've got in the past are totally new creatures and creature designs based on concepts and themes that have existed forever. But to get legendary Pokemon that are based on mythological creatures that have existed within cultures, like I think that would be very cool. We all know what a Minotaur is in our head. We all know what a Griffin looks like. To get some sort of Pokemon version of these Pokemon would be really cool, honestly. Scarlet Minotaur, Violet Griffin. I don't know if that would actually line up with the orange and grape theory. I really think that these games are going to be based on not time travel, but themes of future and past. That's right. What I really hope. Okay, this is like the coolest part of this rumor. The 3rd legendary Pokemon. This is amazing. I would love to get a full story, a 3rd version, or just a DLC focusing on this Pokemon. Maybe the entire story just focuses on this Pokemon, but it's so cool. The 3rd legendary is a dragon Pokemon with 3 heads to start. At first, it has 3 heads, right? I mean, that's cool enough. That's kind of like Hydreigon, right? But this is what happens. The contact said that they saw a concept art where the dragon had up to 9 heads. So I don't even know what this is called. If you've ever watched the 2D Disney Hercules, that's the creature that I'm thinking of. But I mean, this type of dragon comes back in all sorts of stories. You have that dragon where when you cut off one of its head, it evolves into 2 heads. So this thing, imagine like every single turn, maybe every single time it gets hit with damage, maybe its defense drops, but its attack increases because it gets another head, or maybe it's a higher defense. So just picture Rayquaza, right? Its base form is just 1 head, You attack it, it gets 2 heads. Attack it again, it gets 3 heads. And so on until it has 9 heads. This would be one of the coolest legendary Pokemon since Kyurem, no doubt. I would want to see this thing be dragon, maybe dark. I just feel like this, it's kind of like evil, right? Like it's, or maybe it's parasitic. Dragon fire, dragon dark, maybe just pure dragon, honestly. This person thinks that the generation will be longer than usual compared to other games. I'm not really sure what they mean by that. I'm gonna ask him later if he can share more info on the gameplay and gimmicks. I guess we gotta wait for this guy to come back. Everyone always has a story, and to be honest, when I hear the story, it's like I don't want to believe anything. So to recap this section of the rumor, I mean, over 110 Pokemon, that is how you have to do it. Like, this would be the first time that we have over 100 Pokemon in at least a decade now. And if Scarlet and Violet are being set up as the successors, or not the successors, but the true reboot of the Pokemon franchise, right? This is going to be the new Red and Blue, the new definitive version of Pokemon. This is going to be defining for the franchise. This is their Breath of the Wild, their first fully open world game, right? This is the Nintendo Switch Pokemon game that we've been waiting for. It's going to be as fun as Legends Arceus, but with all of the bells and whistles, trading, battling, contest, or whatever the, it's going to be a full Pokemon experience. And it makes sense and is exciting for them to really launch this and make it feel like a big generation, right? 110 Pokemon. That would be truly awesome. Like, I want like a big, meaty dex. And if the Scarlet Legendary Pokemon is a Minotaur, I would love to see that being like fighting Dark type or fighting Minotaur. It's like a maybe fighting normal type. What would a cow be? Fighting ground, maybe. I could see fighting ground, fighting grass. And then, yeah, let's do grass, right? Because cows graze on grass. So fighting grass, and then the Violet Legendary being based on a Griffin that has to be flying fire type. Yeah, I like that. Flying fire type would be so cool. And then that dragon, just give it pure dragon type. Yeah, chef's kiss. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single rumor or theory. I love when they're like polite. Hi, me again. I just finished messaging with my friend again. Here's some new info he shared with me. Let's see how juicy this is. There is a new ability called Regenesis. Yeah, Regenesis, which is unique to the 3-headed dragon. Oh, okay. Each time it sustains damage, it grows 2 new heads, and its attack and special attack stat are increased. This stops after 3 turns. So we were like right on with our guesses here. A boost in attack. Defense stats don't go down. It does have multiple forms. So I guess, right, 5 to 7 to 9. So that's 3 forms total. Every time it gets a couple new heads. This thing is... what I hope it does something kind of like Zygarde. Like, Zygarde's really cool where it grows bigger as more of its cells have formed. It's not like it just starts at one thing and then becomes bigger. Every single form along the way mimics something different, right? So the base form is a cell, and then it looks like a dog, which is so weird. And then it looks like a giant snake, which is again very weird. And then its true godly form. I would love to see, maybe this has happened in the anime, but I would love to see like Arceus, like the hand of Arceus, which is just like base form Arceus, versus Zygarde complete, versus Primal Groudon. Anyways, this Regenesis is so cool. That's not the Pokemon. The Pokemon's not called Regenesis. That's the ability. But such a cool ability. It says that there's a new mythical Pokemon that will be distributed among the game's launch, which is pretty obvious. Like, if this is all fake, like, that's a pretty obvious thing to guess. Every single Pokemon game has some sort of like giveaway when the game comes out. It's going to be fairy and ice type and looks like a small angel with clouds as its wings and an ice crown. He said it's really cute. Oh, we get some regional forms. Regional forms, Sharpedo plus a new evolution. And then Chandelure, the Chandelure line is now Psychic and Electric. That is really cool. That is so cool. Psychic and Electric type. So this Chandelure would be, not to skip over Sharpedo, but this Chandelure would be essentially like what, like an electrical lamp? Like the original Chandelure is just a, you know, ghostly flame. This thing would be psychic electric. That sounds like a really good type. This sounds kind of like Rotom, right? Where it's a lightning bolt, or not a lightning bolt, electric bulb. Lightning bolt, light bulb. This thing sounds like a light bulb, a lamp, right? Like, this is Chandelure. This is what it's gonna look like. And then Sharpedo with a new evolution. Sharpedo, you got Carvanha, Sharpedo, and then you get the Mega Sharpedo, but to think that actually it's gonna get a new evolution. I guess the new evolution would be probably a regional, so these are regional forms, yeah, so it's actually new regional forms. So Carvanha already looks so different from Sharpedo, so I would imagine base form Carvanha is gonna evolve into a regional Sharpedo and then a new evolution altogether. What would this look like? I mean, I guess there's so many sharks out there that it could be based on. Let me do a quick little search of like sharks near Spain. Great white, tiger sharks, sand tiger sharks, blue sharks, and poor beagles. Dude, if we get a great white Sharpedo, if we get a great white shark Pokemon, so I guess Sharpedo would, you know, just be half of the great white, and then it evolves into the full creature. This would be crazy. So it's less of a torpedo. It'd probably be less of a torpedo and more like a wrecking ball. So this guy says he does not know what the gimmick is for this generation at this time. The gimmick could really go all over the place. I think what I want the most is definitely a new type. That's not a gimmick. But I would really appreciate fusions. I think I've fought against fusions for so long. I was looking at it like the way Yu-Gi-Oh does fusions, where just the two things form together. Like you have two humans becoming one human with like shared qualities, and that just seems really fake. When I think of the Pokemon world, I look at it as an extension of our world, right? They're literally like the squirrels and the mice that live in the alleyway, right? Like that live on the street. The birds in the sky in my area. I live in Castelia City. Those are living creatures, and I would want my Pokemon world to resemble that in some way. And fusion seems so out of the question, unless you look at it more as a symbiosis of creatures, right? You have two creatures that are working together for a specific cause or for the benefit of each other. Think of it like you have Barbaracle and Wailord can fuse together, and all of a sudden you have this Wailord with a new, you can see the barnacles all over its body, and it gives it more defense. So now you have this really bulky Pokemon that also has all this extra defense. So I just thought of that off the top of my head, but that actually would be like competitively like balanced, right? Now instead of just having a really bulky Wailord that can get one-shotted, you give it some defense. Like that, I don't know. That's how I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of a Snorlax eating Vanillish. I'm thinking of a dragon equipping itself with a fire type Pokemon, where the fire type Pokemon gives it fire attack now, right? Like, is that making sense at all, right? You have Mr. Mime with Voltorb. Mr. Mime can juggle Voltorb and use electric attacks. Just go wild in the comments. Let me know. Think of some of these ideas and just put them in the comments. Maybe I'll make a whole video discussing all the cool fusion type Pokemon that we could get. I thought this was a really cool rumor. I want to see a larger dex for Scarlet and Violet, and I really want to see some, these legendaries seem exciting. I think there's so many possibilities with regional. One of the best things Pokemon has done is introduce regional forms, and I think fusions could be just as cool, just as unique and similar. Everything in my apartment right now is in boxes. We are moving to a new city. The next month for me is going to be kind of crazy. I'm going to try to increase the output on the channel. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck hunting.